Hello vinyl community, it's Boucher Mike. Hot on the heels of my last video, which happened to be 10 outstanding punk albums, part 3. I'm going to show you 15 outstanding punk singles. These aren't in any order, they're not from worst to best or anything, they're not alphabetical even, or anything. Although the first one is with the E, but it's just a fluke. First punk single, Xerox by Adam and the Ants. This is his best single, in my opinion. It's backed with Whip in My Valise and 2 cracking songs. It's the first thing they did for Do It, and they brought this out virtually the minute they signed on the dotted line. There was a second version put out with You're So Physical on the back. Everyone thought it was a mispress, but it was a deliberate thing by Do It. It came out a few months later. But it doesn't say physical on the back. Just like it says there, it's exactly the same. Whip in My Valise. So the only way you know is a matrix, and I couldn't tell you what I do have it. Do It. It's either the dead wax or the matrix number is different for the Valise version. But it was a crafty little ploy. It was hard to get, they only didn't bring out many. Although it was still in the thousands, I think. Right, next. 2 singles in one. Psalm 69. What have we got? Now this one is signed by Jimmy Percy. And I got this one in my hand at a gig. He was giving them out. It's a one-sided single. What have we got? However, if you read Discogs, people who think they know, they say this one isn't the original. This is a bootleg. Well, if it was, Jimmy Percy was giving them out and signing them. So, in this apparently, and it is feasible, is the original. Song of the Streets, Psalm 69. But it's the same song. What have we got? Thanks. The famous Cockney way of saying thanks on the B-side. Nothing remarkable about it. Good little song. What have we got? Fuck All. Psalm 69. So that's only one. I just thought I'd show you both versions. One of them is apparently the bootleg. Next, the Lurgers, Shadow, Love Story, Beggar's Banquet. See, there's in the front, free admission single. Beggar's Banquet, the Lurgers. Shadow is an excellent song. Recommend it to anybody. Go and listen to it if you haven't heard the Lurgers. Album's fantastic, Fulham Fallout. Next one is Ari Up from the Slits, solos. The Warrior, I'm Allergic, written by Ariane of the Slits. It's on a fold out cover, and there's a label. Don't know if it's rare or anything. I don't know anything about it other than at the time I thought I had to pick it up because I love the slits. Next one. The Cortinas. Fascist Dictator and Television Families. Fascist Dictator is famous and it's excellent. It's on most compilations. Television Families is equally good. The Cortinas. Loved them. Great live. Single is great. As far as I'm aware, I don't know if they brought out an album at the time. They certainly didn't, but whether it's been brought out since, because all these bands have had records out since. Step Forward record, I believe that was the label given to Jimmy Percy from Sham 69. They signed local bands on. Another great one. Jane or Wayne County, the Electric Chairs. Still waiting on this. Stuck on You, Paranoia Paradise. That's the song that was featured on the Jubilee album and film. And The Last Time is the B-side. So 2 songs on the A side, 1 song on the B side. It's 33 revolutions per minute. There he is in all his tranny glory. I'm sure he became a proper woman, trans woman, at some point and changed his name to Jane. Each to their own. And that is on illegal records. Great songs. They weren't. I think the thought of the lectures is worse than the bite, if you know what I mean. But still good records. Now this one's a local band. There used to be a place in Newcastle called The Garage. And I believe there's more than one Total Chaos and they're doing the rounds as well. But this one, there are no Russians in Afghanistan. And that's when they'd invaded Afghanistan and everybody was trying to deny it. And if, I don't know what the British and the Americans ever were doing, and Canadians and whoever, Australians were doing in Afghanistan, because the might of the Russian army at the time couldn't beat them. We didn't have a hope in hell. What were we thinking? Stupid American bloody presidents, because we wouldn't have went in on our own. It says on the back, we wish to thank the Garage people, everyone who comes to our gigs. Those are the people. This is the 2nd edition, apparently. Still the same song. Ran over. Total Chaos. Excellent band. No, on the B-side, sorry, Primitive Feeling and Revolution Part 10. Now this is a flexi disc. It's fantastic. It's on SG Records, Sniff and Glow Records, and it's alternative television, alternative TV, and it's Mark Perry, Love Lies Limp. What a fantastic single. Love Lies Limp. ATV, what? The most underrated punk group. I mean, he was right there at the beginning, yet he's written out all the glossy mags and everything. He started the first punk zine, fanzine, and he's written out a history virtually. I can't get my head around it. Mark Perry, lovely bloke. Met him a few times. great. Love Lies Limp. Next one. Rezillos. Top of the Pops. And 20,000 Rezillos under the sea. There you go. Beautiful Fair Fife. And incredible Eugene Reynolds, Joe Callis, Simon Templar, William Mysterious, and Angel Patterson. Well, we all know how Fair Fife got her name, don't we? Somebody asked her once, where you're from, because Siobhan's her name, I'm sure. And someone said, where you from? And she said, I'm Fair Fife, which is in Scotland means I'm from Fife. And it was written in one of the magazines, it's just Fair Fife. So she stuck with it. She, you know, everyone had punk names those days, so she kept that Fair Fife. Mental. Great times. The Rezillos, Top of the Pops. And there it is in the Saya factory cover. Next one's a fantastic song. Well, they're all fantastic. I haven't showed you a bad one. I Need Nothing. Menace. The best group you've probably never heard of, punk wise. Oh, they were great. Menace. I Need Nothing. And Electrocutioner. And on Illegal Records. Menace have done some great songs. I've got them all and I'll show them at some point. But another group that didn't have an album out until recently. Now they've got about 5 being brought out. Menace, fantastic group. The next, Northern Irish band, Radiators from Space. This is a song called Enemies. It's on Chiswick. Radiators weren't as good as some of the other Northern Irish groups, like the Undertones or Stiff Little Fingers, or even Rudy, who were power pop. But now the Outcasts. But they were still good, and they were probably more famous than all of those groups at the time. The Radiators from Space, and then they changed the name to the Radiators. They've got an album out under the name of the Radiators. B-side, Psychotic Reaction. Let's see, the song is it? There you go. Great song. Great single. Next one. Don't give us XTC when punk. I'm not having it. This is pop. Andy Porridge, Colin Moulding, Barry Andrews, Terry Chambers. B-sides, Heatwave. Excellent punk. Now, here's one you have all heard of, sure. Snuff Rock. Albertus Why Lost Tries Paranoias. Snuff Rock. It's an EP, and the songs on it. There's the label, some Stiff, as you can see in the corner there, Stiff Records. Kill and Gobbing on Life. And the B-side, Snuffing Like That and Snuffing in a Babylon. If you've never heard this record, go and put it on. Go on, give yourself a treat. Snuff Rock. There you go. The best Stiff record you've probably never heard of. It's great. Next, Generation X. Your Generation. And Day by Day. I don't suppose these need much introduction. Both of the songs, well known, fantastic. YouTube videos, Don't need to go to Spotify for that. It's on the Chrysalis molded injection label. Great. I love Billy Idol. I wanted it to look like Billy Idol. Look more like Billy Bunter. Oh. And last but not least of this group, Models, Freeze and Man of the Year. I've showed this before. There's Margot Peroni from Adam and Ants, but he was initially a guitar player with the first Susie and the Banshees 100 Club gig. Sid Vicious on drums, Steve Spunker, changed his name to Steve Severin, or used his proper name, I'm not sure, Steve Severin, eventually, and Susie Sue. There you go, Margot there. Models. And Terry Day, the drums, the drummer, he became one of the double drummers on Adam and the Ants on Kings of the Wild Frontier era. And he's now a producer. There you go, 15 excellent songs. I've never showed you a bad one. Some of the B-sides are a bit ropey, but the A-sides especially. And then most of the B-sides, actually, especially the ones I've sort of give you the thumbs up with the vocally, are top notch punk rock. If you haven't heard any, I presume everybody's heard these ones, because none of them are like the obscure stuff from Chicago that people show and stuff that I've never heard of, or have heard but I've never owned, probably could never own. These ones are all affordable, all easy to get, and you should have them in your punk rock collection. So go out and get them. Go on eBay now and get them. Thank you. Thanks for watching.